My name is Jesse Lawson. I'm a singer-songwriter. I also produce records. I've done solo records, and now I'm just producing. I think a lot of people think that, anyone can produce a record, and anyone would think that it's a simple thing of like, I can play this acoustic guitar part and I can play this, blah, 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 and it'll sound good, but that's not the case. I think it's definitely an investment. If you want to sound good, you need to invest in sounding good. That's just how it goes. I know any record that I've done that did well was because I went into it knowing that I have to invest in something to make it sound good. I would say my favorite JST plugin is definitely the gain reduction. From all the records I've done, we always use the LA2A, and this one kind of has the same vibe. It's kind of cool. It's also great when you're tracking vocals to be able to turn the plugin on and it sounds great. You don't even have to go through EQ, all that stuff, like you can actually literally turn the plugin on and it's like, oh cool, the vocals sound great, we're keeping it, let's move on. It's always great. And like I said, the LA2A was my favorite thing that we used, and to be able to have a plugin that does that. I would say, what I like most about the JST plugins is the convenience. It's super easy to use. I mean, you turn the plugin on, you go to the knobs, and adjust it until it sounds good. It's easy. There's like 4 knobs and you're done. It's great. It's fucking great. Like, you just fucking turn the knobs until it sounds good. Anyone can do that, which is cool. That's a huge part. Is I think the plugins are so accessible that if you're a beginning producer or the most experienced dude in the world and you got hits under your belts, you can use it, and make it sound good. I always start with acoustic. I've always done it that way. Even in my old band, Sleeping with Sirens, it was always Colin and I sitting down with an acoustic guitar, writing the dynamics of the song and how the song should sound with a very basic setup. I think that's the way to go. When you put a full band in a room, and even if you have the drummer doing, it's cool, but it's almost like just too many people talking, Like, I like to keep it closed. I guess it would be called a closed session. Great band, just be a great band and let the producer do his thing, and listen to him when he says, don't be sharp. When you're tuning your damn guitar, don't be sharp. Practice your songs. And if you're going in to do a record, know your songs. Like, come on, I know that sounds crazy, but a lot of bands, they just won't practice, and then they'll come in the studio and be ready to track, and they don't even know their own song. Sorry. I would say when you're transitioning from analog to digital, it's a faster movement. If I were to open up a session, the settings would be set. And I love that. It's faster, and we all know that when recording bands, time is money, and a lot of bands, when you're doing your settings, they're like, what the heck are we doing? Like, nothing's happening. Well, there's a lot happening, and it's so nice to be able to load it up. Settings are there, let's start tracking. So I think it's a good thing. I think it saves tons of time, and I think it's important. So I would just say, the JST plugins, how it kind of relates to me when I'm, being creative is it's just fast, and I love the fact that as soon as the plugin is on, it sounds good. It gives me more time to be creative, more time to spend on writing songs, more time for chord progressions and hearing things and listening, and then being able to almost like hit play. It sounds great. So I would just say more time. It's just efficient. It's an efficient plugin. I would say there is a special thing about the JST plugins, and I really think that revolutionized the way that you can do songs. You can be in an airport, you can be at home, and you could be tracking with these plugins, and it will sound great. It's kind of like this booster that you get, it almost sounds like a Nintendo game. You hit the boost button, and holy shit, your record sounds great. Like, it's that kind of thing. I would say when I started tracking, the plugins that I would use were just completely confusing, and I'm very much so not a tech guy. But I would say that the JST plugins, kind of bridged that gap in a sense of they were easy to use, you know? And it wasn't something where I had to go through this whole plugin and study it and watch YouTube videos about it, all that stuff, you know? I was able to just turn the knobs and all the knobs right there, you know? It kind of made the creative process much easier to do when I was songwriting. Like, I'm not an engineer, I'm not. And this kind of gave me the opportunity to kind of produce without having to go through the school of learning all of the plugins and the knobs and the compressors, blah, 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 you know, all that stuff. So I would just say it bridged the gap, you know, and it made it very easy to use.